edition of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We've been here for 8 years at the Wildcat on 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York, right down the road, or I should say over the hill, from West Genesee High School. And we've had our West Genesee sports broadcast here with the Wildcat and with Wake Up Call for almost a decade. The first show we did with the Wildcats ever at West Genny was with Joe Corley and the football team. And 8 years later, the football team is back. So clap it up, gentlemen, for yourselves, and let's give a round of applause to a playoff team. So what I was saying there, in case anybody missed it, is this isn't just a West Genesee special for the football team. This is a West Genny playoff special. So can we give a round of applause to the postseason, please? Section 3, Class A postseason here. We're here with JJ, Elijah, and Sam. So, gentlemen, we have an opportunity to do a few things. We'll talk about football with Coach. We'll also say nice things about each other. And then we're going to do a thing called Rapid Fire, where you get to put me on the hot seat, and I get to do the same thing with you guys. Could be about music, movies, favorite memories, anything and everything. So, Sam Morrow, I'm going to start with you. Sam, take the microphone there from Elijah. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Why is this team this season in the postseason, in your opinion? What did you guys do in maybe those practices, those late nights that nobody saw that you think got you here?
Definitely the work in practices we've been putting in. Everybody on this team has a spot, and everybody works their tails off, and I just love everybody on this team.
Do you have, of the positions you play, do you have a favorite?
The positions I play?
Yeah.
DN.
DN?
Yeah.
What is it about being a DN that you love the most?
Just the players you go against are physical, the whole line is physical, and just hitting people.
When did you kind of, in your mind, decide, I want to be on the defensive line?
I mean, I've always been a bigger kid, so like the line was like just my home, you know?
All right, Elijah Abs here with us. Elijah, running back and linebacker. Do you have a favorite?
Linebacker.
Linebacker's your favorite, why?
Cause I get to find the ball, and I chase Hello?
There you go.
I like to fly around the field and go get the ball.
You like to fly around the field. Linebacker and running back, I've seen that from high school to college, the translation, where somebody can come in and play one, switch to the other, or vice versa. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Marlowe Wax Jr. at Syracuse, one of their best linebackers in many years, was coming in as a running back. So having those positions together, do you think being a linebacker makes you a better running back and vice versa? If so, why?
Yeah, because of the footwork.
Okay. So you like hitting a running back more than you like being a running back?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite linebacker in the NFL right now?
I like Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis?
Oh, wait.
Yeah. He says Ray Lewis while wearing a Steelers shirt, though.
Oh, Troy Palmiano.
Troy? Okay. Do you have anybody on the Steelers right now?
No.
No? Why are you a Steelers fan?
So my uncle made me.
Uncle made you?
Yeah.
Is your uncle here tonight?
No.
Okay. What's your uncle's first name?
David.
David? Why was he not smart enough to make you a Jaguars fan?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right, by a round of applause, because I want to know, since you guys can't see this off camera, but they're staring at us like my Italian family does when I bring somebody home that I'm dating. So that very serious quietness. By a round of applause, I'm going to name out a couple NFL teams. I want you to cheer if I name your team. Giants. One guy and kind of a half a guy over here. All right. Bills.
Oh yeah.
All right, a little bit more love. Them Cowboys.
Of course you like him, Coach.
All right, let me think here. Jets? Nobody. Jets? Jets? He's not even willing to clap for his own team. He looks out from under the speaker and goes, yeah, that's it. Uh-huh. Philadelphia Eagles? All right. 2 people. Steelers. All right. So, Bills, I think, is winning by a hair to the Steelers. Who else do we have in the building? Shout it out. Patriots? Ravens? Okay. All right. Vikings? Yes.
I heard the Panthers.
Panthers? Wow. So, Panthers, okay. All right. So, Elijah, you're a Steelers fan because your uncle made you.
Yeah.
Is there a team you would rather be a fan of?
No.
Do you watch the Steelers?
Every time they're on.
Every time they're on. Well, it's a lot. They show them a lot in upstate New York. Okay, fair enough. JJ, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing very well. I want to give it up to JJ and whoever raised you, JJ. Are they in the building?
They're right there.
Okay, because when I had to plug in my computer, he lifted up without me even asking and brought it over to me so I could plug it in. So let's clap it up for JJ being raised right. JJ. All right, JJ, what's your favorite thing about your parents?
There's obviously a right and a wrong answer to that. I will say, you know what? I'm just gonna say my mom's hugs,
Okay.
cause
Where's mom? Mom's
she's
right
right
here?
over there.
Mom? Okay. Is dad here?
I feel like that's the right answer.
Okay, dad.
There's not really a right or a wrong
Dad
answer.
raised his hand like this guy said he was a Jets fan. Mom threw her hand up and Dad goes, yeah, me, right here. He kind of half raised. So what's good about Dad?
They're nice, warm, and loving.
Okay, nice, warm, and loving. Do you get in trouble a lot at home?
No, not really.
Not really?
Not really.
Okay. Of the 3 of you that are on this couch, who do you think's most likely to get grounded, JJ?
I'm not gonna name a name, but he might be wearing bright yellow and be a Steelers fan.
Okay, fair enough. We do a Tell Me Something Good, which we're going to do in a second, but I want to stay on this kind of Jerry Springer couch for a second. Elijah, who's most likely to sleep through a practice? I'm going to ask Coach, too.
Definitely Chubbs.
Chubbs? Coach?
Himself, but probably not wrong.
All right. Sam, who is the comedian of the team this season?
Jalen Zachary.
Okay, without even thinking about it. Why?
He's just always got something funny to say.
Does he do impressions, or is it more just what he says in the moment?
Just off the head. Just whatever he
Okay.
thinks of.
In the moment? Okay. So, on the other side of it, Sam, who's the most serious person on the team this season?
Gotta be Jack Wade.
Gotta be who?
Jack Wade.
Okay, why Jack?
I don't think he's ever cracked a joke.
Okay. Is that my Jets fan? Yeah. My one Jets fan. Hi, Jack. How are you? Jack, who's your favorite Jet right now? Zach Wilson? Okay. All right. I would say Sauce. I covered Sauce in college. I'm a big fan of Sauce down in Cincinnati. JJ, who would you trust to drive the team on a team bus across the country?
I gotta go with Peter.
Okay.
Connor, I can't trust you, nor can I trust you, Jack. You Jets fan.
Okay. So Peter, you would trust why?
He's a good driver
He's a good driver.
for
Okay.
reasons some I cannot say.
Okay.
Other than that, I honestly, he could probably drive anything. If it's a team bus, I believe in his abilities to drive a team bus.
Drive the team bus. Okay. All right. So let's do Tell Me Something Good, because then Coach is going to get a crack at this microphone. JJ, tell me something good about Coach Corley. Coach was
So, like-
automatically regretting this moment.
So like, does it have to be good?
I said, tell me something good. Do you want to play this week? I guess is the question.
I do, but
Okay.
I guess there's, I mean, he's kind of funny.
Okay.
He doesn't make us run a lot. That's pretty good.
Doesn't make you run away.
He made us run today, but he doesn't make us run a lot.
Yeah.
What? Was I not supposed to say that?
Yeah.
Don't take notes.
Okay. So you said he's kind of funny and he doesn't make you run a lot. Is there anything else you'd like to say, or is that it?
No.
Okay. Elijah, tell me something good about Coach.
He has really good calf muscles.
8 years of doing this show, I've never heard that. And almost 20 years of being a broadcaster, I don't think anyone's talked about their coach's calf muscles before.
Coach, why are you flexing them over there?
He's got to show them now. You said something, Elijah. All right, Sam, tell me something good about Coach.
He loves winning.
Anything else?
He cares about each of his players.
Cares about each of his players and he loves winning. All right, Coach, tell me something good about Sam.
Sam's one of our. I am speaking. Is that good?
There you go. Yep.
Sam's one of our captains. Stan, if you notice, Sam's in the boot.
Yeah.
He suffered a season-ending injury during preseason, which for our team was devastating, but even more so for him because when you talk about measurable improvement in the offseason, Sam was probably our best guy, and he was going to have a remarkable season. So that one hurt, but he's stayed positive. He stayed active in the recruiting process. We just committed to St. John Fisher, and he's been.
Please show.
And even though he hasn't been able to help on the field, his presence has been known. He's been a vocal leader and been there for us and supported us all year, and it's just been great to have him around.
So I'm going to ask this question, but you kind of were leading into it. With Sam not being able to play, why was it important to have him up here tonight?
Well, I think Sam's still our leader, even though he's not on the football field because he can't be. Sam's been one of those guys that's kind of kept us together emotionally and mentally through some tough times. We had a really tough first 4 or 5 weeks of our season, just in terms of our schedule, and we were a young team finding our way. And Sam helped a lot of those young guys see the process through.
Clap it up one more time for Sam Morrow, please. Congratulations on St. John Fisher.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Coach, tell me something good about the man who loves your calf muscles.
Elijah's been one of the best surprises for me. I mean, we knew he was talented coming in, but I honestly wasn't expecting him to contribute to the degree that he has. With Elijah and Cisco, we have kind of a 1-2 punch at running back. That's these last 4 weeks or so has really come on for us and been effective. And on defense, just watch one of our games and watch how this kid shoots the gaps and makes plays for us. He's just an explosive player, and like I said, one of the biggest surprises for me this year, in a good way.
Clap it up for Elijah. Let's show Elijah some love. Big surprise in a good way. That's a good thing. All right. Tell me something good about JJ.
Does it have to be good?
Here you go, JJ. Back to you.
If I had to give a most improved player award right now, it would be to Jason Malinowski. Jason has worked relentlessly to get to where he is. We gave him an opportunity to start early in the season. We moved him over to defense, and he's done an outstanding job. And that's just the result of his relentless effort and practice and the weight room. Everything we do, he does with a purpose to get better. And this is the prime example of a kid that stuck with it when it wasn't easy, and it's paying off for him.
Clap it up, most improved right there. I like that. All right, Coach. So we're going into the playoffs. We got a game this Friday. Nottingham at home. After everything you've seen this team through this season, knowing that there's postseason life and knowing that you'll be at home, what are you most proud of this season, looking at the collective of the team?
Just the way they stayed the course. It's been, like I said, we opened up with three of our first 4 games were against powerhouses. All 3 teams were state ranked. And we were young. We graduated a lot of good players last year, and we knew we were going to be going through a learning curve and a growing process. But we still took on that, just a beast of a schedule. And even when we got past that first half of the schedule, things weren't really going our way. We started off 1-4, and these guys could have easily folded their tents and given up, and they chose not to. They came every Monday afternoon ready to work, and they kept it positive. And here we are. We managed to scrap together the 2 seed, and the playoffs, the road to the Dome goes through Camillus. So to be 1-4 and to have the home playoff advantage throughout says a lot about these guys. And I've always said that true character comes out when things aren't going well, and these guys have shown it.
Who has been the leader or leaders that you've been able to lean on?
Everybody really. Every kid's kind of guys on the roll. We were just kind of going through things the other day on the roster, and we have so many guys contributing on both sides of the ball, special teams. Then we have those guys that are really, their role is practice players and scout team, and they take pride in that. There's not really one kid who we can say is the leader. But I've been kind of, talking about him week after week. Omar over there, he's one of our junior defensive linemen. Not to spotlight one kid, but Omar does not come off the field on offense or defense all practice long. He's the first kid on scout. He's the first kid in the huddle when we call first defense. I needed him to step up on second offense. He stepped up, and we don't miss a beat. He's all over the field. He just genuinely practice and brings energy and intensity that makes guys around him better. So if I had to pick, surprised me these last few weeks, it's Omar.
So clap it up again. We could do that for Omar. JJ, I'm going to stay with you for this for a moment here. Why do you feel like the team is in the playoffs right now with home field advantage after all the adversity?
I feel like we just kept working. No one really took time off. Everyone just kept sticking together. Everyone thought that much this year, but we all proved them wrong.
When you have this moment coming up this weekend to be at home, to be in front of the West Genesee crowd on familiar territory, like you said, you guys didn't give up. Nobody took a day off. To step out there on the field, have you been kind of envisioning it, thinking about what that moment will be like to look at the crowd and know that this is a new season?
Yeah, it would be fun. I thought that I didn't really think that we were going to have home field because crazy things happen in this game. But we're lucky to have it, and I'm very excited for it.
Elijah, what is it about this team that you feel like has gotten you here, from your opinion, your point of view? What you think has gotten the team here in that struggle, in that early start with adversity? Why do you feel like the team's going to the playoffs?
I feel like that because we just never quit. Like Jason said, we just kept on working, kept getting better, even though we went through a rough start throughout the season. Then we kind of bounced back.
Favorite moment about the season so far?
When Yazin got that pick against Henniger,
All right. Why is that your favorite?
because it's Yazin. He's been through a rough start. He suffered with the leg thingy. And he just came back, gave it all, and just got a pick and put some points on the board and came back.
Defensive touchdown. Well, let me ask you this, since you're a running back linebacker. What's better, defensive touchdown or an offensive one, in your opinion?
Most definitely defense.
Defense? Do you want to get a fumble recovery in return for touchdown or an interception return? Which one would you rather have?
Probably interception.
Interception? Return for a pick six?
Yes.
Who do you think would be the best blocker if you got an interception this week? Who's the best blocker to get you into the end zone?
It would be Carson and Christian. They probably go all out, hit someone, and then to the house.
All right.
Oh, and Cisco.
And Cisco. All right. Sam, going through the adversity of an injury and hearing everything Coach said about how you're still a leader on this team, how have you stayed connected, and what does this season mean to you despite the injury?
This was definitely going to be a season to remember. Senior year, I improved a lot, got a lot stronger. I was planning on helping out the team in many ways, but just trying to stay positive, not for myself, but for the team, and trying to be like a role model and showing the inevitable injury in the sport, just with grace and kind of showing everybody that like it's okay to get hurt and just staying positive through tough times really does a lot and shows a lot.
How'd you do it? How did you stay mentally strong this whole time?
I was just thinking about the team. I knew I'm a captain, so I had to stay positive and show the team that I was sticking with them even though I wasn't on the field.
So with that, before we jump into rapid fire, we're going to keep with Tell Me Something Good, but y'all have to do it about each other. Sam, tell me something good about Elijah.
He definitely leaves it all out on the field every single time, every play.
What about JJ?
He never has anything bad to say about anybody.
Nothing bad to say about anybody, right? I like that. Elijah, tell me something good about JJ.
He's just one big lovable guy.
What about Sam?
He gets everyone hyped up before the games.
Gets everybody hyped up before the games?
Yes.
All right. JJ, tell me something good about Sam.
I like that he stuck through it with his injury, even though he's coming to the team. I know it's got to be hard on him, because when I was in middle school, I had an injury similar that ended my season, so I know that's got to be hard with him. I like that about him, and that shows him being a leader to us.
Does he inspire you?
A little bit, yeah.
A little
Ever since
bit.
being a move.
A little bit. All right. What about Elijah? Tell me something good about him.
I like that he goes full speed every day in practice. He really doesn't take any plays off.
Is there anybody he lights up in practice?
He lights up Ali, Raul. Him and Raul collide, and it's like two like Goliaths just boom.
All right, fair enough. West Genesee football once again here at the Wildcat Sports Pub, 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York, in this wake-up call special. It's time for rapid fire, gentlemen. So Coach will be involved, I'll be involved, you guys will be involved. You get to put me on the hot seat. It's not just me asking you questions. JJ, you can ask me the first question. What do you got?
Who's your favorite player to interview ever?
There's a bunch of shows we do on Wake Up Call. There's been, and before that, the Dan Tortora show is what it was called. There's been around 4,500 guests, at least. And it's hard to pick one person, but every time this question comes up, I think about my late, great, very good friend, and I don't even know how I had the honor of being able to call him a friend. It just kind of happened, but Floyd Little. Getting to meet him is kind of like meeting this ghost, and he always made you feel important. He always made you feel worth his time, and you could be in a room of 1,000 people, and I'll never forget walking into a post-game press conference, and I still wait for it when I do that at SU games, but he would turn around in a suit, orange tie or an orange shirt, and he would go, "Dan, there he is," and give you a big hug. And I got to see his wife recently and tell her the impact he's had on my life, and you know, Deborah's one of the sweetest people in the world too, so to know him is a privilege. To get to see him when I'm done on this earth would be an honor. So, miss you, Floyd. I would say Floyd. My first question for you, JJ. if you had a movie made about your life, what current actor would play J.J. Malinowski, and what would you call the movie?
Well, Kevin James,
Okay.
my actor.
I like that. Kevin James, he's good.
I don't know what I would call the movie. That's a tough one. Hold on.
I think you should call it Life in Crocs.
I'll call it Malaruski, because that's the name I've been given up here.
Malaruski?
Yeah.
All right. Who gave that to you?
It was really started with Christian, and then everyone just kind of picked it up.
All right. Fair enough. So, Kevin James, I like it. Elijah, what's your question for me?
Did you ever grow up to play football?
Did I ever what?
Have you played football in like your high school career?
So there's two stories with that. One, I have played flag football as a quarterback, running back, defensive line, and DB. And I love playing football. In high school, one of the guys on the team, Brandon McInerney, big tall dude, like 6 foot, 6'1", and he was like, I've been watching you at school, like different things you're doing in gym class. He's like, you're scrappy and you can like get out of stuff. He's like, you'd be a good running back for us. So he went to Coach, I guess it was Coach Casmento at the time, and he said, Coach, what do you think about Dan? And he said, tell Dan to gain 100 pounds. And I looked at my body and I went, no. And so I didn't play because there's two things. One, if I had gained 100 pounds at the time I was 5'5", I would have looked like a tombstone. And number two, the thought of a 300-pound or close to 300-pound dude falling on me was not what I wanted to have in my life. I played basketball my whole life, and I actually played it up the road at St. Joe's. But if I played football, like today in this moment, I would want to, I used to think quarterback, but I don't know, I'd probably want to play running back or DB if I had a choice right now. My question for you, Elijah. If your uncle made you a Steelers fan, which he did, what would you like to make your uncle do if you could make him do anything? I hope you're watching, David. You can make him do anything in the world. Literally anything.
Have him own his own restaurant.
You would have him own his own restaurant? Is he a good cook?
Yes.
He is? What does he make?
He makes good fish.
Good fish? All right. So you want him to open a seafood restaurant?
Yes.
Would you work there?
If I got paid, I would.
If you got paid, you would. All right. It's a good answer. Sam, what's your question for me?
What is your favorite sports memory
That I was in or that I saw?
that you saw?
That's very tough. I'm going to say this because I'm watching them right now and I'm proudly wearing them. I've been a Diamondback fan since they came in 1998. Fastest team to the World Series. Fastest team to win the World Series, 4 years. Beat my dad's Yankees at the time. And Luis Gonzalez, I will never forget that moment. I won't forget that team. Randy Johnson to this day is my favorite pitcher. And to see them back here right now and fighting the way that they're fighting, I am hoping that 22 years later they can help me get somewhere that I'd like to go to. And I'm not going to say the words because I don't want to say anything that hasn't happened yet, but if some good things happen, I might be going to that place. So my favorite memory is probably 2001 with the Diamondbacks winning the World Series because it was the first time I watched any one of my teams win a championship, and now almost every single one of my teams has won. So they started the ball rolling, and I appreciate it. Go Diamondbacks. So, Sam, if you could go back in time and live inside of a sports moment, what team would you be on, and what moment would it be?
Dang. Wow. I have no idea.
Do you have a favorite team?
In football?
Yeah.
Not really. I just like watching all the teams, to be honest.
Okay, so how about this? If you could go back in time to any moment in your life, what moment would you go back to and why? Give me a Back to the Future moment.
Probably last year against Whitesboro.
And why would you go back?
It was just like, I think it was probably the most important game that I've ever played.
All right, why?
Because we were the underdog, we were in their house, and everybody on the team just left everything on the field. And it was just a special moment.
All right, go back to that time. I like it. Coach, what's your question for me? By the way, Coach and I have played rapid fire, I think more than any of the 4,500 guests I've had on the show. Coach is my longest rapid fire guest. So I think there's a lot of questions that, I don't know. I mean, I got to come up with new stuff with you.
This might be a repeat for all I know. But,
All right, roll Tide.
Okay, so if you could go back and do it all over again and do something other than sports radio, what would it be?
It's stuff that I'm working on right now. Stand-up comedy, screenwriting. I'd like to act again. And I probably want to act. I've done theater, and then I've done The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as an extra. So I want to do a movie, and I probably want to get like onto the theater circuit as well, do something. My first ever role, and I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, but I still have the costume or lack thereof. I was Adam in Adam and Eve, and this is the first time I had acted in anything in my life. My girlfriend at the time was the director, and so she didn't vote because when I auditioned, I was like, I don't want you to give me the role. I want whoever's there to give me the role if I'm going to get it. I got the role, and I had to fight for the amount of clothing to wear because they wanted me to be almost completely naked. And that was the first time I was ever going to be on stage in front of my parents and everybody else. So I have the lack of a costume still in my home to this day. And the entire first act, I was on stage by myself, and I had 140 times that I spoke, and God knows how many lines, but I didn't forget anything. So I would like to act again with more clothes, and I'd like to do some stand-up for sure. All right, Coach. If you and I were touring as stand-up comedians, and you picked 3 topics for us to tell jokes about, what 3 topics would they be?
Well, it would have to be politics, right? Because, I mean,
Amen.
Who's got more material than anything but politics? So
Right.
It would have to be politics.
We could call the tour politically incorrect.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. What else are we talking about? Politics.
Politics. I guess we'd have to talk about sports, right?
Yeah. We're talking about some sports.
There's plenty of good material out there on
College
sports.
football rankings. I go off on them every week.
Yeah, like how is Alabama not number 1? Makes no sense to me. Right?
How are Ohio State and Michigan ranked in the top 4 every year when they don't play anybody?
Exactly. I agree.
And they end up losing in the end anyways.
So what do we got?
So are you a
Politics?
Michigan fan? I'm sorry. But you know that they have unfair treatment. Yeah, you know it. Fans know that. Even Notre Dame fans are like, we know that we get ranked too high. The third one?
Oh, what do we got? Politics. We got sports.
Politics, sports.
Man, I could probably get in trouble for this, but I would have to say education.
Education. Okay.
Because there's a lot to talk about and laugh at
There
in
is.
the world of education.
There is. I think teachers have, there's a lot of things to say in
As
education.
much as I love my job and I wouldn't change a thing about it,
There's comedy
there's some comedy.
in every job. All right. So we're going to go around one more time in this West Genesee football special, but we're going to change it up a little bit. Gentlemen, you get to pick if you're going to put me on the hot seat or Coach. JJ, you go first.
Hello? Okay. I'm going to put Coach on the hot seat. And I got to think of a question now. I didn't get that far in the thought process. I got a question. What was your thought process on letting Elijah do this show?
I needed 3 volunteers. He was one of only 3 people that volunteered.
So why didn't you say no?
Because I needed 3 volunteers, and he was one of only 3 people.
Why didn't you ask literally anyone else?
Because I mentioned it to
3
the team
volunteers.
many, many times, and how many hands did you see go up in the LGI room? Because I saw 0.
Oh, I saw mine.
And you're here, Jason.
I know.
Are we good?
No.
Elijah, are you putting me or Coach on the hot seat?
Coach. What is your calf workout routine?
Howlett Hill Row. I jog every morning at about 5 a.m. My alarm goes off at 4:15. I get up, I do a couple scripts for the practice plan, I go for a jog just about every morning. I don't do calf extensions, I don't do calf raises, none of that stuff. I just jog. And I got some good genes.
There
My
you
uncle
go.
and my dad had big calves too.
Jogging in jeans. All right, Sam, you're putting me or Coach on the hot seat?
Coach.
I knew when I did this that they were going to pick you, so go ahead.
How would your mental health be if everybody on the team was Omar?
Honestly, Omar's grown on me a lot the last few weeks. Omar's been outstanding. Now, if it
Where
was
is
Omar,
Omar?
if it was Omar 6 weeks ago, different story.
All right.
But we love Omar.
Coach, guess what? What I didn't tell these guys is whoever they picked got a rebuttal. So you get to put all of them back on the hot seat to end this West Genesee football special. What do you have for Sam?
All right, Sam, if you could, anyone in history, dead or alive, if you could talk to any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask him?
Probably like Brian Dawkins, because he's like a maniac, and I want to know like what goes through his head on a day-to-day basis.
All right, I like that. Coach, Elijah.
All right, Elijah, if you had to pick an animal that best describes you, what would the animal be and why?
A gorilla.
Why a gorilla?
Why?
Because they're big and strong and like tough, and they like to punch things and smash things.
All right. Coach, we will end tonight's West Genesee Spotlight on Wake Up Call for the Wildcat Sports Pub with J.J. Malinowski. What do you have for him?
All right, so Jay, if you could change any rule or policy at the high school or the West Genesee school district level, what would it be and why? Any high school rule or any district level rule?
I gotta go with the cell phone policy because everyone hates it and it's really annoying that you enforce it in the weight room so that we can't listen to music.
One time I've told you guys to put your phones away in the weight room. Just tell me one time.
It was like 2.
You're wrong about that.
I'm not wrong.
I've never told you to put your phones away in the weight room. I've
Wubba
never
lubba
told
dub
you to
dub.
take your
I am
earbuds
not
out.
wrong.
You're a liar.
You're a liar. I win.
So with that being, and that was a political debate that you just saw. That is what politics looks like. I'm right, you're wrong, and then it ends. So with that being said, for J.J. Malinowski, Elijah App, Sam Morrow, head coach Joe Corley, myself, Dan Tortora, this has been a West Genesee football special from the Wildcat Sports Pub on Wake Up Call. And I have one more thing that I ask of all of you. To those of you watching on Facebook, YouTube, and listening on Podbean all around the world and in this community, and to everybody that's here, make your way out Friday night, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. this Friday, October 27th. We will see you at West Jenny against Nottingham in the Section 3 Class A quarterfinals. Please give it up one more time for these gentlemen and West Genesee football. Have a great night.